My name is Elena. I'm 29, and a few weeks ago, my own family told me casually, like they were commenting on the weather, that I was too expensive to bring on vacation. It started with a simple call on a Tuesday night. What if we took a small trip together? I'd asked. Just a few days. Beach, pool. I can help pay for some of it. There was a pause. Then my mother sighed, long and tired. We're broke, honey. We can't afford to take you this year. Through the speaker, Trent's laugh cut in sharp, amused. Yeah, Len? Staying home saves us money. I went completely still. For years, I had been the fix. When Dad's medical appointments stacked up, Mom would call with that shaky voice that meant she'd already decided I'd help. When Trent's kids needed new cleats or a quick emergency, my phone lit up. I sent money. I told myself it was temporary. Families carry each other. And now, suddenly, I was the extra cost. I forced a polite laugh. Sure, no worries. I get it. After we hung up, my Houston apartment felt hollow. Too quiet. I opened my banking app and scrolled through months of transfers. So many labeled just this once. Something in me finally resisted the pull of guilt. I wasn't rich. I had student loans and a careful paycheck. But I had credit card points. And I had a sudden, fierce need to spend one good thing on myself. So I booked a tiny solo trip to New York. Economy ticket. Friend's couch. Strict budget. Control felt better than approval. 2 weeks later, I zipped up my carry-on and checked in online. The word economy glowed on my boarding pass. I stared at my reflection in my dark phone screen and whispered, "Discounts at Bush Intercontinental." The economy line wrapped like a tired snake across the floor. I took my place and let it swallow me. I refused to think about Florida. Then I heard it, Trent's laugh. Too loud for AM, my stomach dropped like I'd missed a stair. I turned. There was Mom Janice leaning on a glossy suitcase at the first-class counter. A new cardigan hugged her shoulders, coffee in hand, relaxed, like she belonged there. Trent stood beside her, charming the agent. His wife, Bree, held her phone up for selfies while Milo and Tessa bounced in excitement. Big seats, Tessa squealed, pointing at the first-class sign. We're doing it right. Trent grinned. Mom laughed, warm and satisfied. After everything we've been through, we deserve something nice. I stood there in my hoodie, my crumpled economy pass damp in my fist. No panic. No, we're broke. Just ease. Priority tags swinging. Velvet ropes parting. I glanced at their luggage. Orlando, Florida. The exact trip I'd suggested. The one I was apparently too expensive to attend. I could have walked over. I could have asked why I was the only cause they cut. Instead, I turned back to my line and let strangers inch me forward while my family glided away. On the flight to New York, wedged between a snoring man and a woman typing furiously on her laptop, I replayed the scene until my chest felt scraped raw. Every excuse my brain tried, points, deals, gifts, collapsed under one simple truth. They hadn't forgotten me. They'd chosen me last. New York was bright and loud and merciful. I laughed with friends. $8 slice pizza. Walked until my legs ached. But in every quiet moment, I saw that first-class smile. When I landed back in Houston, my phone rang before my suitcase hit my floor. Mom, honey, she began, voice bright but brittle. The gas bill's overdue and your dad has another appointment. Could you help just this once? I stared at my half-unpacked suitcase. Were you broke when you booked first class to Orlando? Silence. Then a nervous laugh. It was points. A deal. Trent needed a break. The kids, I saw the tags, I said quietly. You told me I was too expensive. You lied. Her tone sharpened. You don't have children. You'll be fine. I opened my banking app again and scrolled through the long trail of transfers. Each one a tiny surrender. I'm done, I said. No more auto payments. No more, just this once. She inhaled sharply. Your father is sick. I love Dad, I said. But love isn't a credit line. Trent called next, loud and confident I'd fold. You can't keep spending like my paycheck is your parachute, I told him. And for the first time in my life, I ended the call first. 2 weeks later, Mom called again. This time she was really crying. 3 missed mortgage payments. Final notice. I pictured Orlando, the first-class curtain closing. Her smile. Call the bank, I said. Refinance. Sell. Downsize. But I'm not draining my future to patch your past. They sold the house I grew up in. Bree stopped posting vacation grins. Milo and Tessa lost the big backyard. Trent learned that wishing isn't planning. At night, my phone stayed quiet. And for once, the silence felt like mine. My accounts finally looked like mine. I built an emergency fund. I booked another small trip cash this time. No points. No guilt. When the plane door closed behind me, it didn't feel like escape. It felt like an ending.